Good morning. Welcome and well done for being there. Today we start another month, but for some of you, you've been carrying on from a few days, a few weeks, months, some of you years, a couple of years already. So let's just start by welcoming the day, acknowledging the effort that we do by putting ourselves on the mat and showing up for ourselves. And always, I think it's important to know that when we do this, it's all for us, just for us. And it gives you a lot of empowerment and lots of more beautiful things. But for now, let's just sit in a comfortable position. And the beginning is always about the same, so we're going to do a few stretches. And what I would like with these few stretches is just to take it personally. So whenever you start moving, if you feel that twisting is something that you need more because you perhaps feel some tension around the shoulder blades, then twisting. If you feel like arching feels also good for you, then you can do so. Arms, good. And it's just as a way of starting to be more aware of the body that has been resting throughout the night. Okay, and then we come back towards the center, aligning the spine, bringing the stomach in, relax the shoulders, align the neck with the spine, bringing the top of the crown of the head towards the ceiling, and then gently close your eyes. Breathe in deeply. Remember, when we close the eyes, we bring the gaze up, focusing on that space in between the eyebrows, so we can connect with our intuition. Then we can connect with ourselves, with that inner voice. Starting to be more settled, more comfortable in your body. And within your limits, try to lengthen the breath. And notice where the breathing is happening without judging, without analyzing. And then try to direct each inhalation all the way towards the lower part of the abdomen, expanding, and then exhaling, contracting. So to inhale and get all the air in your lungs, in your body, towards the abdomen that you need, and we need to expand, blow out in the abdomen. And then as we exhale, we contract gently, we let go to renew. Inhale and expand. And exhale and contract. Making the transition between the inhale and the exhale as smooth as possible without stopping the breath. And then with the next inhalation, we bring the palms together at the level of the heart, pressing gently, keeping the spine straight, eyes closed. And in this part, we start our gratitude practice. Every day we'll choose 2 different things that we want to bring to our awareness can be things about yourself, can be things that happen to you. Just think that they always are there. Perhaps you haven't been appreciated for a long time. And then the rest of the day you can appreciate as many things as you want, but just by choosing to, it helps us to be more specific. I hope. And then we set our intentions as well. This practice. We'll have a gentle practice where we be transferring some of the weight of the body to be able to move much easier, to feel lighter in our movements. To understand our body, to remember. You can also set your intentions for the month. And with the next inhalation, keep the palms together. Inhale and raise them all the way up, arching the spine. And exhaling, spreading the arms by the sides. Rest the hands on your lap. Relax the shoulders back and down. Relax the neck. And a couple of deep breaths in and out. And with a few blinks, open your eyes. Understand? For joining, we're going to start by crossing the legs on the other way. Remember, when we are sitting in the first sitting position, and in any of the exercises, you can choose a cushion or a block under the hips to make it more comfortable. Okay, so we're going to start with stretches from the hands. So as we are sitting, hands and shoulders. So we interlace the fingers, bringing the wrists forward. So we create like a rectangle with the arms and the shoulders. And then as we inhale, we're going to pull with the arms, feeling the stretch in between the shoulder blades. Allow the spine to round a little bit more as well. And bring the chin just slightly towards the chest, but without forcing, just allow it. Okay, and then inhaling, bring the chest forward, the shoulders back. Okay. And then exhale, rounding the spine. Okay. Inhale, exhale. Okay. Inhale. Notice the movement on the shoulder blades. Exhale, expanding. Inhale, last time, retracting. And then exhale, round, counter pose. And then come back towards the center and bring the arms all the way up. And then release the arms and bring them all the way down, aligning the spine. Okay. And then just shake the arms. Okay. And then we extend the right hand out. And then we flex, bringing the hands up. Then we bring the fingers towards us, those 4 fingers. Good, and then the other way. So pointing down and stretching the wrist. If you're doing it right, then you should even feel the stretch on the shoulder and arm, lower arm. Good, and then the other one, the other hand. First fingers pointing up. Inhale and exhale. One more round of breath. Good, and then fingers pointing down. One more round of breath. Good, and then both hands without holding, flexing and extending. And then bring them up, inhale, bring them to the sides, opening, and then bring them closer. So if the elbows are locked, we should start feeling all the arms and the shoulders engaged, and also the upper back. We're going to do it again. Inhaling, bring the fingers towards you. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Keep coming, opening to the sides, and then inwards. Good, and then coming up, down, up again, out, and in. Very good. And then release, and bring the hands on the shoulders. And bringing elbows one on top of the other. And just holding there. When it's nice and active, the elbows to shoulder height, then we can bring the chin to the chest and close the eyes. Breathe slowly. One more round of breath. And then gently raise the chin up, open your eyes, if they were closed, bring the arms up and open as much as you can, arching the spine, and then the other way around. Good, and again, this time when the arms are very active and feel that you pull in slightly, this time a little bit more engaged with the upper back, and then look up without letting the head hanging freely, just looking up, breathing slowly, keeping the stomach in slightly, so we're not doing too deep that stretch to protect the neck and the engagement on the back muscles. And with the next exhalation, we bring the chin to the chest, breaking down, releasing the hands. Good, and then inhaling, bring the arms all the way up. And exhaling, lowering down. Good, and then just shake the arms. And we can stretch the legs. So from here, actually, okay, so from here, we stretch the legs, bounce and shake, move your toes. Good. And we bring the hips in the middle of the mat, the feet hip width apart, with the knees bent, and then lay down on the mat. Good. And from here, we keep the arms next to the body, shoulders back and down, feel the upper back again engaged by pressing down with those shoulders, the stomach in, so we can align the spine, the chin to the chest. So the next is a continuation of that spine. Good. So pressing with the fingers, we inhale and bring the hips higher, activating the glutes. Good. And then exhaling, lowering down. When we lower down, keep the activation on the thighs, on the toes, pressing down, and then inhaling, bring them up. And exhaling, slowly lowering down. Good, and we do two more. Inhaling up, chin to chest. Exhaling down, contracting with the core. Thighs. Inhale, and then bring the knees towards the chest and just rock side to side. Try to keep the knees away from you, just slightly massaging more towards the lower part of the back, the lumbar area, the hips. And then we come back towards the center and then roll on the right side. And stay there for a couple of breaths. And then lean forward and coming up with your arms. Coming on that tabletop, softening the elbows, hip width apart with the knees. Good, and then we can tuck the toes under and bring the hips towards the back. So very simple, very easy way of understanding how we transfer the weight so we can move easier. So for example, if we were trying to move our hands back towards the feet per se, then when we are on tabletop, in this position, they should be exactly the same way on the hands and on the knees. If we engage the core, it should feel just a little bit less weight. But then if we want to move the hands back, then as we transfer the hips back, then we have less weight on the hands and then we can move them back much easier. And in the same way is when we're doing the downward facing dog and we're trying to walk back with the hands to come in the forward fold. So we do exactly the same. But it's much easier to understand from the tabletop because there's less weight and because we are closer and then we get to sit. So from here, just bring, so that's the difference. So instead of, if we are in the downward facing dog, the what we're trying to avoid is to start walking with the hands back and then at the same time bringing the hips back. Rather, we bring the hips back and then we move the hands. Yeah. So when we are, come on your heels, and then when we are trying to come forward, then we do the same. So if we are in the downward facing dog, and then what we want to do is from the tabletop, as in the downward facing dog, and then what we want to do is move the legs forward, then we bring the weight forward, and then we have less weight on the legs. If we bring, coming up with the hips, if we bring the hips back, then we gain more control with the arms. But we need to bend the knees to create that space, right? Because the legs need to be stronger. So the shoulders forward, then we can bring the feet forward. We can walk towards our hands. And then as we walk back, we start coming onto the downward facing dog, balancing the weight between hands and feet in the same way. And then we bend the knees, we bring the hips to the back, and then we walk back with the hands. And then we stay on that forward fold. And hold opposite elbows, but allow the arms just to hang freely, to find that stretch, not only on the hamstrings, but also on the spine, on the neck. And breathe slowly. Keep the toes pressing down on the mat. Relax the jaw. Good, and then from there, release the arms, bring the hands on the hips, roll the shoulders back. Good. And then from there, inhale and start coming up. Remember, keep the knees bent to keep the thighs active, legs and glutes strong, shoulders back and down, arms by the sides. Good. And then from there, inhaling and bring the arms all the way up, palms together. Good. And then interlacing the fingers, come to the front so you can see, keeping the wrists together, the feet hip width apart, the knees soft. Good. And then from there, we're going to try to bring the arms as closer to the ears as we can and twist towards one side and then coming back to center. So whenever we're in the center, we're going to be inhaling and then exhaling, we twist to the other side, keeping the feet flat on the floor, trying to twist from the waist, from the middle part of the spine. Inhaling, come back to center. Exhaling, twisting to the other side. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling. Good. Exhaling. Last time. Inhaling. Back to center and the other way. And then coming back to the center, releasing the hands and lowering all the way down. And then we raise them up. Inhale, soften the knees, looking up, and exhaling, lowering down. And remember, when we raise the arms up, is when the arms with the hands are higher than the heart or the shoulders. That's when we can start looking up. And then exhaling, start lowering the arms, start aligning the neck, spine straight. When the shoulders are, when the hands are lower than the shoulder. So as we inhale, we arch the spine. As we exhale, we start straightening, feeling the glutes and the legs more engaged. And one more inhale. And exhale. Very good. And then bring the hands on the hips and then just shake the legs. So we'll keep working tomorrow towards bringing that transfer of the weight from back to front. Today we worked a lot on the shoulders, on the arms, stretching, strengthening, and then tomorrow we'll be able to transfer the weight a little bit more directly, a little bit more consciously. So grab your blanket for now to get ready for your Savasana. Well done for your practice, always feeling grateful and feeling good with your body, with your practice. And now stretch the legs and find that comfortable position where you can relax the whole body. Remember, you can use props, you can use a pillow under the knees. Just try not to use a pillow under the head. Try to have the spine as straight as possible. Close your eyes. Bring the gaze up. Relax the jaw. Start becoming more settled. Slowly, also allow the breathing to become free, so the body can rest completely. We keep the gaze up at all times when the eyes are closed, so we can keep the mind also at rest. And once you are in that comfortable position, sorry, completely relaxed, then we stay there for another 3 minutes, enjoying that Savasana, allowing the body to reset, to renew. And I will leave you here so you can enjoy your Savasana on your own. And then after this Savasana, if you have time, try to do 5 to 10 minutes of meditation, or even if you only have 10 minutes, better than nothing. And meditation can be also be practiced from that laying down position. If you feel like staying there, keeping the awareness on the breathing and the gaze up. Have a lovely day, and I will see you tomorrow.